Hello all, this is Dr. Dave Maslach talking to you about reciprocity.com. The E is written with a 3, and in this particular video I want to talk to you about how to build a software development app and some lessons learned along the way with the Reciprocity project. So if you don't know me, I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I created this whole Reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There were so many people that helped me out that I wanted to pay the favor forward and help you out. So I'm out on a jog right now. And I had this great idea of talking to you about how to actually build a software app and some of these lessons that I would have learned, liked to have known if I were you at this moment in thinking about doing the exact same thing. So when I created the Reciprocity software, I tried to do the sort of normal startup way of trying to get a team together, finding people in the Tallahassee area, asked a bunch of different people to get a team together. Everybody said that they were interested in the particular project. They thought it was really good, but nobody was willing to put in the time and effort. And I think that's pretty normal now that I look back in terms of management theory and entrepreneurship theory. Totally normal to have this experience because you're the only one that's really interested in this truly to drive this forward. After some time, what I did is I got contract developers from the Ukraine to build out the app, negotiated with my wife to spend a bunch of money of our own money to build out this thing. So I built it out and I put it on the internet, and absolutely nothing happened. There was just crickets. So what I learned, and this is hopefully these are some of the lessons that would be helpful for you if you're watching this. What I learned is that you really need an audience first. So you've got to work on this particular audience. So we don't hear about this in sort of, in management talk and stuff like that, HBR, Harvard Business Review and stuff like that, because a lot of the apps that are built have natural audiences already, right? So they're developed by, maybe it's software developers already, somebody that's at Google or whatnot. They have an internal market where they can develop their own app, and then they have a natural audience within that particular location. But for many of us, it's really difficult to find these individuals, right? So what I did is I went on YouTube and I started doing a bunch of videos. And then after about a year of doing videos, it was really exhausting and difficult. I wanted to give up. For sure, I wanted to give up. But after about a year, I identified that there was a group of individuals that were caring, that really liked what I was doing. And I started talking to them, which is other researchers and other people like me, which is not surprising, right? Because they would see the value in the thing that I'm actually doing, and the stuff that I'm talking about is probably going to relate to them. Not surprising at all. So what I'm doing is actually investing in them and developing to make sure that they are happy, right? So people like PhDs, graduate students, different researchers around the world, all that kind of stuff. That's what makes sense, and that's what resonates, and they can see the particular value in what I'm actually trying to do. So that's the first thing that I want you to do is before you start, make sure you start building an audience. So how do you actually do that? It's actually really easy. Just start talking about, so you have this great idea, right? So this idea came to you, and only you, because you're unique and different. So start talking about the things that are related to what you do. And eventually you actually discover the things that you really like. Don't talk about the product so much, right? So that's an important thing. The product is not going to be all that helpful because it's not created. It's novel. It's different. People don't recognize the sort of novelty until they actually see it. And then once they see it, they can all put it together in their head, right? So before you actually start developing things, go out and actually document what you're trying to do. That's kind of what Gary Vee says if you've watched what he did. And he's done a lot of bootstrapping and stuff like that, is go out and just start telling your story, talking about what you're doing. That's why I'm actually doing this video right now as I'm jogging. I'm trying not to invest as much. I do have a lot of videos where I'm in a suit and stuff like that, but I'm trying not to invest as much in this series of videos because I want them to be real. So you feel like this is me, right? And so that's what you should be doing, is thinking about how to be you and sort of talk about things that you're interested in. And that's going to be very, very helpful because you start building this audience. Now, when you build an audience, realize it's going to take forever to build an audience, right? So we forget about that when you see these large audiences that people build, right? So some people might have, 100,000 people that are following them. Currently, I think I have almost 4,000 people that are subscribed to the YouTube channel, which is amazing. Thank you so much. But it takes a long time to actually start building this, right? That took 3 or 4 years at this moment. I remember the first time somebody actually subscribed to the YouTube channel, and I was just like super ecstatic about that. It was actually the contract developer. They subscribed, the person that I was talking to. So I'm super stoked about that. So make sure that you just spend a lot of time, and just know it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort. And one way to reduce the time and effort for you is to do things that are sort of low, just talking like this, being conversational, being like a real human being is very helpful for all of us, right? And so eventually you can go back and you can sort of see these stories and things like that. The other thing, so the second thing is that keywords and sort of getting the titling and stuff like that are typically really important. So I know a lot of people don't talk about that, or people sort of brush over that, but I try to be as descriptive as I possibly can on the different videos. So when people watch the video, it's identical to what they're doing, because a lot of the stuff I do is pretty instructional. And it's not going to be sort of viral content in any sort of way, right? Unless you're that kind of person that can do viral content. I wouldn't worry about it. I would just be kind of instructional, talking to the other person, helping them through the process. That's what I'm trying to do right now, is help you through the process. So hopefully when you're doing the exact same thing, maybe you are an assistant professor, or maybe you're a researcher, or maybe you are a software developer, and you have your own little tiny shop and you're doing the exact same thing, you could do this and follow along, right? So you'll watch this video, get to know me, and then you'll say, hey, this guy is actually trying to help me out. I truly am trying to help you out with this, right? So I'm not trying to sell you anything. So I just want you to go through and really work on developing this sort of relationship with other people and being helpful with other people. That's going to be the biggest thing, but it's going to take forever. It's going to feel absolutely forever. And most people, 99% of the people that watch this video, maybe they'll watch it 2 minutes in and they're going to give up. That's totally normal. So on YouTube, my videos, for the most part, they only get about 3 minutes view time on it. So expect that. It's probably going to be anywhere between 2 and 5 minutes of people watching your videos. You might have a 10-minute video, but not a lot of people are going to watch it all the way to the end. The people that are going to watch it all the way to the end, it's golden, right? Like, that's amazing that they actually do that kind of stuff, just like you, if you're watching it right now, because I know that you are really serious about this particular thing. And it's the same that goes with actually being a YouTuber or a creator, or you're developing your audience or whatever it is. Most people are going to give up. They're going to say that this is stupid. And that's the reason at the beginning, when it was really difficult for me to find a team to put together to actually build this thing out in the local community, is most people are not going to do that unless they get paid and they get a wage to do the particular thing, right? So it's agency theory. You can look it up. It's really old, really famous stuff. Somebody won the Nobel Prize for it. But we really just need to be incentivized to do this kind of stuff, and to find that person that is willing to sort of give of themselves and help you out is just really, really uncommon, right? So there's not that many people around the world that are doing that kind of stuff. So that's what I would do first. Once you build this app and you really work on it, there's a lot of different people that are out there, a lot of different sort of YouTube channels, lots of different, content that's out there that is pretty good. So, Neil Patel will walk you through absolutely everything. I think a lot of his stuff is just overblown in a lot of different ways. You can look up Income School. They're pretty good guys. They've been very helpful with some of this stuff. But just trying to walk through and build an audience first is going to take some time. So, and then the last thing that I want you to do is, once you start doing these videos, and you start sort of tailoring the videos specifically to individuals and different groups, what I want you to do after that is start following along with the people, the videos that people are actually watching, right? So they're watching a little bit more. It's going to take about a year, maybe it's going to take about 2 years before you actually start getting real feedback on any of these videos. So just create, get out there, do the things until you actually start getting this audience. And then once that happens, you can start tailoring to those people, to the videos that people are actually watching, right? So you just do a couple more videos about those particular things that people are actually watching, and then the more people, you just identify the niches or you identify the sort of locations of knowledge that haven't been covered before, and you start actually building and investing in there. That's what I want you to do. And so it's going to do a bunch of things. It's going to reduce the cost significantly for you. And as you go, typically, you turn on ads and things like that. You can actually make money by doing this. Not a lot. Don't expect a lot of money. But, it's going to help. It's going to help you, develop this thing and build this thing out. And that's what I'm trying to do at this moment. Continuing to do that, continuing to do, put ads and build this out as much as I can to help you out, right? So hopefully that doesn't overwhelm you. That's what I would do. Don't sort of build things at the beginning. Just really start getting your audience. And it's going to take you a long time to get that audience. So expect it, it's not going to be a year, it's not going to be 2 years, but really take that time to think that it's going to take 5, 10, 15 years to build an audience before you can really, really build this thing out. If there's things that are on the faster side, you see lots of people saying sort of it shot up, it's a month or two by the time they built an audience. That is a really rare scenario that typically is not going to happen, right? So we have to think about that. In the distribution of this happening, that's really rare. It's a real outlier. So don't really pay attention to that. Don't get discouraged. Watch these videos. See how long it's actually taken me to build this thing out. And you'll get a sense of, it takes a long time to actually build an audience. So give me a thumbs up. I got to go back to my jog. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.